Day 4 in a row. Day 4 in a row, sleeping on a tall ship. Lynx in port at our summer destination here on Nantucket Island, where for the 5th day in a row, it's a cold, gray wind from the northeast. It looks like the clouds are thinning, and today we transition out of the cold, gray wind into a new summertime pattern. We're gonna have to give it several more hours down here though. It's been a real interesting educational experience for me, and to watch this boat come in and get snugged up to the pier yesterday with the wind slamming against us, that was a spectacle. Now the job is to get over here without falling and get behind these transformers, which of course are making noise, and do the weather. So this morning, why is the wind still blowing from the northeast? It's that same old upper level low that's been stalled to the southeast of Nantucket now since Thursday. It's gone through a couple of evolutions of non-tropical, tropical-like storm to a high barometer nor'easter to now just a decaying 1007 millibar low. There it is on the map, and we have a 1019 high from Maine all the way down almost to Georgia, really. And so when you get on the other side of that high pressure system, the wind is going to come around from the southwest, and the weather is going to get a lot better real fast everywhere but right here on Nantucket. And we have one more gray day. Here's the view from the satellite imagery. You can see the clouds and low clouds and fog evaporating away from the ocean. But then you have that real thick sort of stratiform, or even a couple of layers of stratiform, cold inversion type clouds, fog over the ocean. And the airport here on the other side of the island is reporting fog this morning. That decays slowly today. The sun comes out, and we are in for a stretch of real nice summer weather. And I think, though, that today is going to be the only dry day for all of New England all week long. There's a front getting close. In the middle of the nation last night, severe storms. In the last 24 hours, more than 330 reports of severe weather. You can see it's two distinct lines of hail and tornadoes going right across Oklahoma and Kansas. To the north, there was a lot of hail, and that's the boundary between new cold building in the western states and the warmth that's building in the eastern states. Hey, there's my ride home. I guess I missed that one. They go every hour. We'll be okay. Back to the mainland. Gonna miss the ship though. Much of it, most of it. Oh, look at the sky turning blue right over our heads right as we talk. Yay, sky turning blue. So the transition from this cool weather to the warm weather happens today, and then beginning tomorrow, we have the threat for thunderstorms almost every day this week. First west and north, and then pressing south. Here's the Severe Storm Prediction Center severe threat for tomorrow, and you can see marginal there across northern New England. So we'll go to this morning's map, a different perspective. There are a couple of cold fronts off to the west of us, and each front is going to kind of come in our direction and then kind of fall apart. So our streak of beautiful Tuesdays should continue for most of New England, but that streak of midweek backdoor fronts may come to an end. Now, I'm not really highly confident on how it's going to play out after tomorrow. Good morning, Jonathan. Livingston Seagull. There's no such thing as a seagull, right? They're all different kinds of gulls. That looks like maybe a herring gull. Martin, where are you? Martin, why aren't you down here teaching me about the birds? I am, after all, in your backyard, right? So if we go to the NAM, it shows the progression of the showers and the thunderstorms coming at us late today, tonight, and tomorrow. There's a front just near Montreal tomorrow, and it's going to trigger some showers and thunderstorms in northern New England. And then that kind of wanes. And then on Wednesday, same thing, a couple of showers and thunderstorms in northern New England. It doesn't look like a lot, does it? But when you add up the precipitation, the quantitative precipitation forecast, how much rainfall between now and Wednesday, that's 3 inches, more than 3 inches just west of Lake Champlain. So much like last week, while many of us were having beautiful weather in southern New England before that Thursday front got here, northern New England was getting the storms. So we keep trading back and forth. So southern and eastern New England's had the worst weather the last few days. Northern and western New England has had the best. Now that's going to reverse. And here's the 3 to 5 day from weather.us, Sterling, Massachusetts. And there you see the temperature going up into the mid 80s on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Note the dew point climbing into the 60s. It's going to become sticky, and that's the fuel for those storms north. And then on Wednesday night, Thursday, the dew point actually goes to 65 or 70 in southern New England. And then you see it drop off on Friday. So that's a weak front coming north to south all the way to southern New England Thursday, Friday. And that leads us to the weekend, Memorial Day weekend. This boat basin is going to be full. It's Fagawi race weekend coming up. They race over on Saturday, and I don't think they race back anymore on Monday morning. And it looks like a tenuous okay forecast for now. 3 days ago it had a nor'easter. 2 days ago it backed off. Yesterday it completely backed off and put the front way down to our south. So here's the Euro continuing. On Thursday, now you see some showers and thunderstorms in southern New England on Thursday scattered around. Those could be strong to severe. And then on Friday and Saturday, the front supposedly gets just far enough south that now we have waves of energy going off the mid-Atlantic states and missing us to the south. That is tenuous at best. I don't really trust anything after the next, say, 48 hours. You saw what happened over the last 3 days with all that rain that we didn't think was going to happen back on Friday. And so that front position is a tough one. After all, there's a natural boundary to our south with the warm Gulf Stream and cold air in Canada. We can look at it from a different perspective too. On the 700 millibar, this is 10,000 feet. The blue is very cold air, cold enough for snow really, and there's actually one winter storm warning in effect in Montana today. And it's along that blue versus yellow is where your boundary is, and that's where your severe weather is. So you can see the yellow is taking over New England, but that blue is not far to the north, starting on Thursday, and then Friday it comes south. And then over the weekend, we're kind of in the fuzzy zone there. It's not really deciding whether it wants to be too cold or too warm up in the sky, and that could mean that front is stalled a little closer. And then clearly, though, by Monday, Tuesday next week, Memorial Day, and ridge builds west, so it's going to turn warmer in the west and then cooler again, a cool wave returning here in about 7 or 8 days. And now we're into the 26th, 27th, 28th of May. So it's been a fascinating trip. It's been emotional on some levels, you know what it's like, thinking about the people that had to ply the oceans for years at a time on ships like this. I mean, there's no heat on there, and out in the middle of the ocean, I just couldn't even imagine spending years on those whaling ships. And so it gives you appreciation on the things we've gone through, but also the efforts being made by people like Captain Don Peacock and the Egan Marine Institute to educate young people. You get such an experience of teamwork, and it's been a real honor to work with you, Captain, and Sam and Frankie and Angel and Maya and Caroline. There's the captain looking at the secure this morning. It's really tough, so one of those, it's called a fender, came loose last night. You don't want the boat banging up against the pier, so that's an issue. Always an issue, but always an education, and always learning and living. And a lot more from the transit yesterday from Martha's Vineyard to here in Nantucket. And tomorrow we'll be out the door in another location. You never know. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all your comments. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh yeah, I also want to give a shout out to Kit Noble and the crew at the Nantucket Current. Got the shot of us coming around Brant Point Light yesterday. I had just fired the cannon. That's what that smoke is from. Thank you guys. It's a pleasure to be back. My wife and I had our wedding photos taken over there 18 years ago next month. Where does the time go? What is time? Time is change. Can't stop it. Changes are not permanent, but change is... I'm saying that. All right. And more and more and more. Preparing to set sail. And what's that, nurse?
Bonnie!
Oh, take my meds.
Take your meds.
I do get a little queasy.
Hey, me too.
Thank you. Egan Marine. One of our hosts, one of our gracious hosts on Nantucket. This doesn't look like an easy task. How high is this going to be when it gets there?
At the foremast, we were about 95 feet at that topmast. This making us probably 98 feet.
98.
Yay, Egan Maritime!
We're coming for you, baby.
$98 feet, 2 feet shy of 100. There it is. Nice job, Frankie.
Okay, take one.
Take one!
Take three.
Take three!
Three's off.
Three's off.
Stand by two.
Stand by two.
Take four.
Take
Take
four.
four. Closing on the border. All right, rover back out.
Overdraft.
Yeah, right. How much does this boat weigh?
Coming ahead on two.
Coming ahead on 2-1. Heavy straight 2.
Heavy straight two. Take two.
Take 2.
Two's off.
Two's off.
Coming aboard.
One's on board.
And we are free.
Keep your rover, baby.
Coming ahead.
And wind is not on our side right now. Well, this is the most stressed I've been. I guess just because we're only in a few feet of water and the wind's fighting us to get off the dock. Captain's got it under control. Backing out now. How on earth they did it with just sail 200 years ago. Wow. A lot of crew. Captain's nothing without his crew. Good job. Wow. All right, that was a lot of video for just getting off the dock. So now I'm gonna go below and get my foul weather gear on and get ready for this trek. I'm not gonna be dressed like this. Here come the layers, as if I'm skiing in cold rain. That's what I'm gonna dress for. Yeah, I'm serious. Just about 11 a.m., back at sea. Just exiting Vineyard Haven. There's the East Chop light. And something, I guess, leaving Edgartown. And we are Nantucket bound on the not Downeaster Alexa, on the Tall Ship Lynx.
Set the four.
That was fast.
Easy. Let's keep it over near the pin.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring it to the pin. We just...
All right, let's sweat her up.
Tuckernuck, and then we're going to turn towards the harbor, Nantucket Harbor. So we're bearing approximately 120 this time, and you can still see the shores of Cape Cod over here, Woods Hole, and towards Bass River. Bass River just around the corner. Can't even see Bass River from here. Frankie's representing probably Barnstable right there. Taken by gulls. That's kind of funny. Just about noontime, we're making pretty good headway, about 6 knots or so. Kind of going sliding across the wind. A little water coming over the bow a little bit, but also a little precipitation. We lost sight of Cape Pogue just now, not because we're too far away, but because of drizzle. A little bit of light rain right there. About 12:30, making good headway, still on target for I think 4 p.m. arrival or so. Not too many people out on the water. Fish regardless. Alright, so there's a shoal south of that green buoy. Nantucket kind of dead ahead, but we got to stay in a kind of a travel lane.
So that green is marking the boundary line of Hawes Shoal. So you've got Martha's Vineyard here in this very dangerous shallow area. So that green is right here. So we are a beam of that now. And we're gonna go below Cross Rip Shoal, which used to have a lightship on it. We'll stay below this red, bound for Tuckernuck Shoal here. And that's our last turning mark of 5.9 miles to the safe water buoy of Nantucket.
Cool, thanks, Captain. Well, he's gone into the explosive spin. It's called a carronade. I'm gonna fire 4 of them. Permission to come below. The powder. What do you say? You were rolling charges? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, because we roll them up into a ball.
And that would be pure gunpowder?
That is pure gunpowder.
So you roll them in foil.
Yes, it works significantly better than the canvas it would have historically been rolled in because it's a lot easier to puncture and a lot cheaper than canvas.
So then you kind of poke a hole in it and put the fuse right into that?
Yeah, when we prime it, we'll use the prick to poke a hole down into it, and then that creates a path for our fuse to go into.
Gotcha. And then there's an explosion and you fire bread.
And we fire bread, moldy bread.
Gulls love it. So I researched the secret to the fried clams that they make on Cape Cod and Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. And you know what the secret ingredient is? Pancake mix. Bisquick. What are you going to do with the Bisquick?
Also the secret to making the loudest charges on the seas. I'll grab a little bit of the biscuit.
Just a touch of Bisquick
Just a touch
with
of
your gunpowder.
biscuit. Fills the area between the grains of powder, making it a punchier, louder shot. And you know that aerosolized dust creates a nice big smoke ball when it all catches on fire.
That's what that is.
Tim, this may be your shot right here.
I get to light a fuse today. I'm going to prepare to fire and fire.
Oh yeah.
Hey Troy.
Hey, how you doing, Sam?
It's about 2 o'clock. There's the Tuckernuck mark. Kind of cut inside of it. And Nantucket is becoming visible on the horizon as the sun becomes visible in the sky. It's working out nicely. All right, so you get some harnesses going on. It looks like Sam and Angel are going up top to do what?
We're going to be tying loose the fore topsail, taking advantage on the final 6-mile run into Nantucket for a 3 p.m. arrival. Links time on time.
Topsail's coming down. Make it look easy, Sam. Make it look easy.
Check for Hitzel trim. Hitzel looks well trimmed, no lumping.
I took care of that part of the mission. Yeah, right. The sun's coming out, and Nantucket, faraway island, is within sight now. In the gray. Gray lady. Aptly named for sure.
Cast gear and sheet home. Sweat starboard.
Sweat means haul back on the line. Alright, so that basically tighten up that topsail.
Hands to halyard. Hands to braces.
Hands to braces.
Starboard side haul.
Turning that sail, turning the top sail to catch the wind.
Well.
Make it.
Main's coming off. So it is now wind power. Perfect course. 6-0.
Balance on us between 155 and 167.
Alright, so now we gotta kind of watch. We're going about the same motion as the wind and the waves. The engine is off. We are purely wind powered now. This is exactly the same setup when they came into Weymouth when I first saw them last October.
And it puts us in there at 1500.
And what time did you plan to be there?
1500. We'll see. So far, so good. Good sound. And what we do, the water will get here in the summertime. The water will get up to 76 degrees. It'll be turquoise green. It'll be 75 to 77 degrees with prevailing winds out of the southwest. And we'll make a lot of memories for people, and a lot of school kids are going to learn a lot of stuff.
2 o'clock. Batteries are run out. Means we're gonna fire cannons. We're about 3 miles off of Nantucket. And we'll be arriving right at 3 o'clock at the harbor under full wind power. Main engine's off. Staysail. Foresail. Topsail. And prepping the cannons. Carronid cannons are loaded and ready to fire. We're totally under wind power. Just a few miles off of Nantucket. Sun's coming out. And there's a high-speed ferry going by. right here. At 168-ish. That means just east of south of the harbor. That's my ride home tomorrow.
Board!
Board! Outside of that one. Thank you, Angel. Boom! Steamship. She's coming home. Nantucket. In the summer. Harbor entrance. Here we go. I almost can't even describe the feeling of arriving at the destination. I couldn't imagine.
It's always awesome arriving by sea.
I couldn't imagine those trips around the Horn when they get back after 2 or 3 years. I couldn't
It's
imagine.
more like 5 to 6 years around the Horn.
Oh my God.
Those Nantucket whalers, boy, they were tough. They'd go around Great Point right there, and they might not see land for another 2 to 3, 6 months.
And the cormorants are happy to see us. And the rest of our fans.
Here's a great shot. Here's the sand. So we're entering the area, Tim, that really shut down Nantucket whaling. You can see the sandbar right here, and that sandbar stretched all the way across the quarter of the bay here. And before they put the jetties in, the whaling ships ended up having to go back to New Bedford because they couldn't get in here.
Shifting sands. What's your saying about the cannons?
Yeah, you
Well, about these,
When life?
when life gives you carrots, you make carronades. Sawn-off shotgun of the naval artillery world. Right?
What? Repeat?
Sawn-off shotgun of the naval artillery world.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sam will be proud of it.
How's it feel arriving at port?
Oh, it's great to see her again. My gray lady. She's my one, my true love.
Caroline, I met you here. No, I met you in Weymouth last year. So you were on Nantucket last
I
summer?
was on Nantucket for, I think, 3 months.
Yeah.
I want that as my hometown. I love it. It's my favorite season we do.
And what about the feeling when you pull back into the port?
Oh, I've been smiling like crazy. I've been waiting 7 months for this moment.
That's awesome. Everyone looks so happy. It's great.
You say my head.
It really does feel special to be part of this. You know, my ancestors did ply these waters. It goes all the way back to the 1600s. I could never have done what they did, that's for sure. But I think I get to light off one of these carronades battery cannon. And that's going to be sort of a ceremonial salute to the island and appreciation for them hosting us and me and multitudes of our forefathers and people yet to come. And of course the citizens today. It's the TK fuse. TK's got a short fuse. Everyone knows that. Jane and I were married here 18 years ago next month. And our wedding photo together right next to the grand light right there where we're going to be lighting up cannons. So we're going to take my position now. Hi. Who gets to light that cannon?
That's you, Tim. That's all
TK
you.
cannon.
By the fire.
Get by the fire.
Fire is able.
Fire is able. Fuse is lit.
I'll grab it.
Greetings. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Firing port gun.
Fire port gun.
Fire sale!
Fire port gun.
Bisquick. still under full sail, going around Brat Point. Cannons have thundered. Everyone's happy to see us. I think everyone's happy to see us. Hi.
Roger that. Thank you. Thanks standing by.
There it is. A little bit trafficy. We're gonna go there. Let them go by.
Who's gonna jump?
Amy.
Okay, she's gonna need to have shoes on because this is very
And there are fish in the harbor too. Now there's a small craft advisory. Wow. The bumpers in between the ship and the pier here. We did it. We actually had to, all hands, push the boat off the pier to get the bumpers in there. So these things are called fender boards. Fend off the pier so the boat and the pier do not make contact. So we actually used our legs to push the ship off of the pier into the wind. Something like this. Push.
It was,
Times
I'll tell you the
8. Fish in the box.